Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Draymond Green thinks Kobe Bryant is excluded from GOAT debate because he played with Shaquille O'Neal. Draymond Green addressed why he thinks Kobe Bryant doesn't belong in the GOAT debate during a conversation with Shaquille O'Neal on The Big Podcast with Shaq. Green explained that Kobe playing with Shaq was held against him, as no other player in the GOAT debate had such a dominant force as Shaq as a teammate. Furthermore, after Shaq left the Lakers, Bryant didn't dominate the NBA in terms of championship success, 34:18 onwards. Draymond Green, here's why I think he's not in the GOAT debate. Because, number one, he played with you and people hold that against him. Number two, I think Kobe kind of fell in a weird time. And what I mean by that is Mike left the league. When Mike left the league, y'all were dominating. And then you left the Lakers. When you left the Lakers, they had a few rough years, it wasn't great. They didn't have a great roster. Rudy Tomjanovich, that was an epic fail, like it just wasn't great. Green added that Kobe was eclipsed by LeBron James as the new dominant force in the NBA very quickly. And while Kobe's numbers were great, he wasn't the consensus best player in the league for long enough for him to be considered in the GOAT debate. And while it wasn't going great, there was a young guy in Cleveland starting to make his way. And so, in the years where Kobe could have been dominating, which he was from a numbers standpoint, they weren't winning. So in those years, LeBron James was making his way and starting to make his name as the best player. And I think the amount of time that it was a consensus that Kobe was the number one in the league, like the top guy, I don't think it was long enough for everybody to say to put him in that conversation because Bron then came and put his name in the conversation. And so I don't think he accumulated enough people saying that he dominated the way Mike dominated in the length of the time that Mike dominated, Bron the length of time that he's dominated. I don't think Kobe dominated himself for that length of time. And I think that's why people don't put him in the conversation. Green certainly is entitled to his opinion. And while there might be a lot of fans who agree with him, there are also those players who disagree with him and consider him to be a strong contender in the GOAT debate. The placement of Kobe in the GOAT debate is one that is dependent on how his legacy is appraised by fans and peers alike. Shaquille O'Neal is someone who has staunchly debated Kobe's place in the GOAT debate. In fact, it was he who asked Draymond why Kobe isn't in the debate, as he has never understood why people have sought to undermine his former teammates' greatness. In another recent episode of his podcast, Shaq argued that Kobe Bryant belongs in the conversation with Michael Jordan and LeBron James to be named the greatest player of all time. The only thing I don't like about the GOAT conversation is that they don't put my boy's name, Kobe, in it. If you're gonna be throwing names around, you gotta have my boy's name in it. That's like saying, what are the best luxury cars out there, Lexus or Beamer? You gotta put Mercedes in there, too. Mike, LeBron, or Kobe, now y'all debate. Jason Tatum, who has long expressed his love and admiration for Kobe Bryant, has also said that he thinks Kobe Bryant is the greatest of all time in his eyes. Tatum spoke about why he considers Kobe to be his GOAT. For me, it's an inspirational thing. The way he inspired people, the way he inspired somebody else 2,000 miles away. Just watching him on TV, watching his interviews, watching how hard he worked, the ups and downs of his career. Me seeing myself in him. Gilbert Arenas, someone who played against Kobe Bryant frequently during his time in the NBA, also explained why Kobe Bryant deserves a seat at the table of the GOATs of the NBA. Dismissing the accolade-based arguments, Arenas highlighted Kobe's attributes and his general excellence. What makes Kobe Bryant special? We don't go by the accolades. We go by how the person played, what was his attributes. He didn't have the big hands. He wasn't quick, he wasn't fast, 38-inch vertical. What he did with that body, it's like you took an S500 and he was pushing it like a Bugatti. That's what we look at. We look at the normal person fighting gods. One of Kobe's major rivals in the league, Allen Iverson, also noted that Kobe Bryant not only belongs in the debate but is actually ahead of LeBron James in the conversation, with Michael Jordan being the one true GOAT. Michael Malone defends Michael Porter Jr. after playoff exit. "We do not beat LA Lakers without MPJ. The Denver Nuggets are dealing with the fallout of an unsuccessful title defense campaign ending with a Game 7 loss at home in the second round. Michael Porter Jr. was a non-factor for Denver in the series and harshly criticized himself for failing his teammates, a notion that head coach Michael Malone has thrown water on, praising MPJ for his contributions to get out of the first round. I'd be remiss if I didn't say that I couldn't disagree with MPJ more. I don't want Michael Porter putting the series loss on him. We win together, we lose together. Michael is a huge part of our team. We do not beat the LA Lakers without Michael Porter's stellar play, efficient play." Malone stressed the fact that the Nuggets failed as a team. Even though he appreciates Porter Jr.'s accountability for his poor performances, he knows everyone needs to share the blame for this series loss. "We as a team had a tough series and did not shoot the ball well. I love the fact that Michael took initiative on that, but blame can't be placed on any individual. I just want to make sure Michael is aware that I respect him for saying that, but we know it wasn't just on one person." Porter Jr. was on fire during the first round, averaging 22.8 points per game in 5 games while shooting 55.3% from the field and 48.8% from 3. That is the production that a star forward would give you in a playoff series, so people had high hopes for him heading into the second-round matchup with the Timberwolves. Porter Jr. seemingly forgot how to impact the game offensively, averaging 10.7 points per game in the 7-game series against Minnesota, shooting 37.1% from the field and 32.5% from 3. He had no double-digit scoring game after Game 3, which was a kill shot for the Nuggets. MPJ can't be blamed alone, as Kentavious Caldwell-Pope also went ice-cold during the series. Jamal Murray was extremely inconsistent, though he did show up in Game 7 when the team needed him to. If you want to blame players, almost every player, including Nikola Jokic, can be blamed for their season ending. It's important Denver stays united when this core runs it back next season, with adjustments to the larger rotation. The Lakers could trade Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura for Darius Garland. The Los Angeles Lakers are actively scouring the trade market to fix their issues at guard by getting an all-star level talent. Cavaliers point guard Darius Garland could be a Lakers target for a realistic trade, according to ESPN insider Bobby Marks, who sees Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura going to Cleveland. If the Cavaliers do make Garland available, one trade that could make sense would be a package centered around the Los Angeles Lakers' Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura. Reeves' shooting skills would complement Mitchell, and Hachimura gives the Cavaliers depth in the front court if they look to trade Allen. Garland averaged 18.0 points, 2.7 rebounds, and 6.5 assists this season, struggling to thrive alongside Donovan Mitchell in the backcourt. It's been rumored that the Cavaliers will look to split Garland and Mitchell up this summer if they get a long-term commitment from Mitchell, who is a free agent at the end of next season. Reeves averaged 15.9 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 5.5 assists this season, continuing to show why he's a dependable combo guard who is versatile enough to adjust his play style when required. Rui Hachimura had a late-season surge and ended the year averaging 13.6 points and 4.3 rebounds. Both players were starters for the Lakers in their playoff run, so the Lakers need to be wary before giving up their core rotation for another top-heavy team that will fail. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Darius Garland? Leave your opinion in the comments.